For over a year now, the Austrian capital Vienna is richer with one more historic monument, the Scholars' Pavilion, or Çağrıtagi, as it is known in Iran. Donated to the United Nations in Vienna by the government of the Islamic Republic of Iran in 2009, the impressive Persian substyle monument has been made of original Persepolis stones. It is the only one of its kind to be seen outside Iran, unveiled with an impressive ceremony on the 9th of June 2009 by high-ranking UN officials. Its present location, the Central Memorial Plaza of the Vienna International Center, has not been randomly chosen. A present to the international organizations based in the VIC, the Çağrıtagi symbolizes the contribution of the Iranian people to knowledge and science of humankind.
This is a clear symbolic contribution of Iran for science and technology during the history, and now Iran is giving this very simple message: peace, prosperity, dialogue, and science and technology without having any border for all human beings. And Iran is ready, and Iranian people are fully prepared to contribute for this common cause of human beings.
In each arch, one of the glories of the Iranian scientific figures is presented. Abu Ali Sina, philosopher and physician. Razi, physician, chemist, discoverer of alcohol and sulfuric acid. Biruni, mathematician, astrologer, discoverer of the rotation of the earth. And finally, Omar Khayyam, poet, mathematician, formulator of the famous formula of Pascal's triangle. These four Iranian scientists were brought up under the Çağrıtagi of Iran, from where they dispersed their knowledge through all four directions to the entire world.
You see Al-Biruni holding the earth. This is, of course, significant because he thought about the rotation of the earth, which was at that time a very new concept. Of course, Al-Biruni also talked about the motions of the other planets and about the sun, but the concept of the rotation of the earth was very important at that time.
Dr. Othman is the Deputy Director General of the United Nations in Vienna and Director of the Office for Outer Space Affairs. The Malaysian scholar is also a prominent astrophysicist with an impressive history. For her, the Çağrıtagi has a value way beyond that of a mere historic artifact.
Except for Razi, who's a physician, I feel very strongly towards Ibn Sina, for instance, who's also, he was the one who looked at the calendar, the solar calendar, and of course we go by the lunar calendar, but the solar calendar is also very important. And of course Omar Khayyam has always been one of my favorite poets, and of course, but he's also a mathematician. So I feel very close with the three. In fact, in the planetarium that we built in Malaysia, we have a special section on Islamic science. And of course, these three feature very strongly in our exhibit.
But Dr. Othman is not the only one with such sentiments for the Pavilion of Scholars. High-ranking diplomats and ambassadors to the United Nations in Vienna share similar views.
Well, I spent 3 years as ambassador in Tehran from 1990 to 1993, and during that time I had the opportunity to travel outside Tehran quite a number of times. So I visited places like Isfahan, Shiraz, Persepolis, of course, which this monument recalls.
The Çağrıtagi is the most famous element in Iranian architecture, and due to its spiritual position in Iranian temples, has kept its prominent architectural role up to the present time. A Çağrıtagi consists of a shelter made of 4 vaults that stand on 4 pillars. A water basin is installed right below in the center. Sunrise in the east, sunset in the west and the holy moment when the sun stands in its highest position at noon in the south, inspired ancient Persians to design the Chartagi as a cross, the most famous Iranian symbol for the four holy geographical directions. A small opening installed in its ceiling allows the sunlight to light up the Chartagi. A thrilling moment that everybody wished to watch was the reflection of sunlight in the water basin located in its center. It resembled the struggle of light and darkness that finally ended in the triumph of light. These ancient Iranian ritualistic concepts maintained their importance in the Islamic period as well. And normally, one has to travel thousands of kilometers to see such a thing.
It certainly recalls immediately the wonderful sights at Persepolis. And that's something that is, you know, a World Heritage Site, so it's of interest to everybody who has an interest in architecture or culture.
Of course, being from Egypt, a country that has a very big contribution to Islamic culture and history, we are proud of it to be here. And many of the Islamic scholars lived in Egypt and contributed their works in Egypt, so we are very proud of them.
It is really a very nice tribute to the universal heritage in terms all of progress, science, medicine, astrology.
One of the scholars found alcohol. One of the scholars has developed a solar calendar. And then we, at this day and age of 21st century, 1,000 years back, we are benefiting from the wisdom and knowledge and finding they have endeavored.
I would say because they are representatives of scientists, and the organizations which are located here is also representatives of science. And it's somewhat symbolical that you have a Chartagi, which is a kind of shelter for the science.
I'm proud really to see here the four giants, you know, of scientists representing the Islamic culture. And we are proud to see the Islamic culture here as important part of the United Nations representing the Islamic civilization.
The Vienna International Center was built between 1973 and 1979 to serve as the world's third largest UN center. It is the home of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, and various other specialized UN organizations. It lies in the leafy green 22nd district near the banks of the Danube, a preferred place for walks and leisure time both for natives and tourists. Its natural attractions offer a pleasant contrast to the hustle and bustle of the Vienna city center, which is otherwise replete of historic artifacts. Among them the famous St. Stephen's Cathedral, the Hofburg Imperial Palace, and the famous Graben, one of the few places in Vienna where one can find plenty of traditional Viennese goods. All those are symbols of Vienna and its storied past. The Austrian capital, which has been acknowledged as the best city to live in, ranks globally 12th in international tourist arrivals, with 20.8 million tourists a year, the major part of them attracted by the capital Vienna, both in summer and winter. The Chartagi is an object of beauty to behold even for observers totally unfamiliar with the significance it has played for Iranians, present and past.
It gives the right message, you know, to the international people coming to visit the United Nations. That's why I said it's a place of exhibition, in fact, for the cultures and the elements of the international civilization.
We pass here every day and every morning, and it is a delight and a reminder to all of us is knowledge and the wisdom is beyond borders.
So, for those who prefer a break from the busy downtown, the Chartagi is a welcome extra attraction, enriching not only the UN and its 22nd district, but also the districts beyond, to make Vienna an even more attractive place to visit.